Alison Higgins. I'm the sustainability here at the City of Key West, and I've been living down here about 15 years. I originally came down on an internship with the Student Conservation Association doing environmental education, and just got enamored with the place, its sense of community. We have a saying that it's not worth talking about if you can fight about it, and that's because I think everybody really feels that their voice makes a difference, and so it leads to some really good discussions and some really proactive kind of solutions. We can try little things out to see if they work here, but the lessons we learn here really can be used at a statewide level or another community somewhere else, or even on a national scale.
Well, my name is McCleary. I'm the Executive Program Director here at Reef. Reef is a nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting and improving our coral reef ecosystems. Specifically here in the Florida Keys, we have a 220-mile barrier reef. It's the only barrier reef in North America, the third largest barrier reef in the world, and it lies just 7 miles offshore. Coral reefs we now know that they're more diverse than rainforest, and in some ways they're even more fragile than some other ecosystems. They're really connected, and down here in the Florida Keys we're impacted by, we're downstream of everyone on the eastern seaboard and the Midwest, and so we see the impacts of a number of different things.
City of Key West has about 26,000 people, but we get about 3 million visitors a year. So if you're talking about resource use, everybody that visits us needs to help. And even on a wider scale than that, not only help while you're here and using our resources, but in the idea of climate change in general, your actions wherever you're from will help a little bit with our problem down here with the sea level rise.
The real long-term threats has to do with CO2s. And it comes in two forms. One is sea level rise, which we're already seeing the impacts down here in the Keys. We've already risen in recent years a few inches. And so there could be an impact on reefs. They need 30 feet or less water to be able to live. They need sunlight. And then the other part of this is that the oceans absorb more CO2s than any other ecosystem. And so that is a lethal combination where the oceans are becoming more acidic. And when you're talking about coral reefs that are calcium carbonate, basically limestone, the ocean could literally eat away the calcium carbonates that the corals build.
It's the power of many voices that change the perspective of what's acceptable or not, and changes what then happens at these greater levels. And so if we can speak with a voice that overturns gay marriage issues and overturns other very large things, we can do this with climate change, because there's a lot of people who, especially down here, who have seen it occurring, whether it's our sea level rise, or it's pine bark beetles somewhere else, or it's the extreme weather events. There's a lot of good examples, and where it is touching people's lives right now. The bad news is whether you are sticking your head in the sand, and we're not. We are saying, yes, it's happening. We're having the conversations on what can be done about it, and in some cases trying out, very new and innovative things. We are ground zero, and I think there's a lot that we can learn that can be helpful to other communities as well. And you should come down and visit before it's too late.